The Tibetan Book of the Dead and Near-Death Experience Survivors. The Tibetan Book of the Dead, also known as the Bardo Thodol, is a sacred text in Tibetan Buddhism that describes the experiences of a person between death and rebirth. It is believed that the text was written in the 8th century by Padmasambhava, a Buddhist teacher who brought Buddhism to Tibet. The Tibetan Book of the Dead divides the period between death and rebirth into 3 phases, or Bardos, the intermediate state, Konyai Bardo, the state of becoming, Chochi Bardo, and the state of rebirth, Samad Bardo. During the intermediate state, the person's consciousness is said to be free from the physical body and to experience a variety of visions and phenomena. These visions can be positive or negative, depending on the person's karma. The text provides guidance on how to navigate the intermediate state and to avoid being drawn into negative experiences. Near-death experiences, NDEs, are also characterized by a variety of visions and phenomena. Many NDE survivors report seeing a bright light, feeling a sense of peace and well-being, and having out-of-body experiences. Some NDE survivors also report meeting deceased loved ones or spiritual beings. There are a number of similarities between the experiences described in the Tibetan Book of the Dead and those reported by NDE survivors. For example, both the text and the NDE accounts often describe a bright light. The text also describes the experience of meeting deceased loved ones and spiritual beings, which is a common theme in NDEs. Of course, there are also some important differences between the two. The Tibetan Book of the Dead is a religious text that provides guidance on how to navigate the intermediate state and to achieve liberation. NDEs, on the other hand, are not necessarily religious in nature and do not always have a clear purpose or meaning. Despite these differences, the similarities between the Tibetan Book of the Dead and NDE suggest that there may be some shared underlying experiences that occur between death and rebirth. These experiences may be difficult to describe in words, but they can be profoundly meaningful to those who have them. In addition to the similarities in the experiences themselves, there are also some similarities in the way that the two traditions view these experiences. Both the Tibetan Book of the Dead and NDE survivors often emphasize the importance of remaining calm and accepting during these experiences. They also suggest that these experiences can be opportunities for spiritual growth and transformation. The similarities between the Tibetan Book of the Dead and NDEs offer a tantalizing glimpse into the possible nature of the afterlife. While we may never know for sure what happens after we die, these experiences offer us a glimpse of the possibilities. They also remind us that death is not the end, but rather a beginning of a new journey.